Sorry, this is going to be in two parts because I'm getting phone calls on my lunchtime and I don't have time to piece them together. But that's why they're going to be in two parts. But carrying along what we were saying in the prior video, this is a key area. If you break down out of this, we've been telling you this would be a confirmed pattern breakdown. And that's something that's been trying to avert. For the last several months, even though we've been creating new all-time highs, it's been more trading sideways and up along this and really breaking back into this. So you can see we're back testing it now right there. But if this breaks down, you're going to look at an initial drop down to 107,000 and change, followed by a major support level at 95,000, right? So this is very critical to see if this is going to break down out of this. On the contrary, if you break to the upside and you hold this, and this is a confirmed hit back into here, you would have an exuberant and a massive quick pump up into the 135 to $150,000 range almost immediately off a confirmed bounce on this, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at with the Ethereum price. Uh, you can see the Ethereum price now is still consolidating, coming off of that quadruple top now, sitting right on the 50-day moving average. And like we talked yesterday, if you don't hold this 50-day moving average, you will immediately lose that. Come back down to the megaphone neckline support, more than likely lose that. And if you do, you won't be able to hold this 100-day and you will drop to the next level to the downside, which is down here at the 200-day and the horizontal left to right, 34.85. Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing, this record breaking, historic, monumental day in the silver bullion price as it officially has broken its all time high, crossed over the $50, nearly hit $51 earlier this morning, ringing in a high, an all time high that's been 3 decades in the making. 1980, we hit it the first time up around $48, $49 and change. 2011, we made another phenomenal run at it, but wasn't able. I believe we did create a brief new all-time high, but then we had a sharp reversal. And now, after coming out of that handle formation, we've come up, breached the $50 mark for the first time interday or at a daily close. We'll see if it daily closes, but the daily close back here was at $49.91, right? Or the weekly close. The daily close might have been slightly higher, but I don't think it ever hit 50. You can see today we've spiked up to $51.27. So we did it $51 earlier today. It's a monumental day. It's a day we've understood with education and information with the dollar debasement and asset inflation. We understood that silver bullion was going to $50. We understood that way back here when we first started making our first videos out here was right after the COVID capitulation, the COVID dump, the COVID hysteria. And right there in purple, when it was starting its rebound, it didn't quite make a full recovery, but we were about 16.50 to $17 an ounce when we put on this $50 target. Was our initial target, right? And now that we've hit there, you can see that was the last move, 68% from $29 um, and change all the way up to $50. We hit our target and have exceeded it. And then our next target, our handle target, technical target would be right here. Would be this is your handle on a down and sideways consolidation, right? And then we have a mini cup that formed with it. And then we go from the bottom of the cup to the top. And that gives us a up around that gives us our $200 target, right? Out of this cup and handle with $50 as our neckline resistance. And then the target, our max and full fulfillment of this pattern within the next decade is $746, or not necessarily the next decade. I mean, look at the last one. It took, 4 decades to do it, what it's doing now finally, because this one started really in 1970 to the first run up, right? That was the beginning of that. Um, but the next target and the final part of the target is our multi-decade cup and handle, right? Which the handle we were in for a decade, trying to break out of it and form it. But the cup, this was it started the neckline in 1980, took 31 years to hit it for a second time and confirm the pattern. Then you go from the bottom of the cup, you can see the rounding cup, get out of there, to the neckline, to the point of the breakout. And that's how you get up here at our massive target up near $746, but it's all in moves. Does that mean there's not going to be a big bear market in between this target getting hit and that target getting hit? Well, there could be, right? But I believe the end game of this current structured pattern is 746 with a next target is 75 to $100. And then we must fulfill where this initial targeted move is up there at $200. All right, gold bullion almost hit 4,100 yesterday, which was another all-time high. The mining stocks are selling off today, especially in the silver stocks earlier, but now First Majestic's trying to come back. Silver Corp's down 3.5%. Pan America Silver is only down 1%. Dolly Varden's down 2.5%. As the silver bullion is making a record high, this is either A, the start of a correction, a 20-25% correction in the silver bullion market and mining stocks, or B, a brief fake out sell off and only a temporary consolidation before we blast through and go up near $60 to confirm the breakout above the 49.50 major overhead resistance, right? We're going to try to sit on it and back test it now as major support, and then we're going to look to break it and pump up to the upside. If we look at the Bitcoin price, you can see the Bitcoin price is sitting on a sell-off coming off its all-time high. And we're going to see now on the daily, did this break below? It's sitting, nope, it is still sitting right on. You can see this is the third day in a row now, or if we go into the hour time frame, this is the third day in a row it's sitting on here, the major upper underneath support, and this is our pattern support coming off the all-time high. You can see right there. But if we break out of this pattern, this was just another fake out, even though it created a new all-time high. This is something that you have to stay above. This is something that you can't break below. You must